Hello and welcome to another edition of the Back Nine Report, where every week Fred Altvater and I check in on the world of golf to bring you the latest news, insights, analysis, interviews, recaps, previews. Hey, we cover anything and everything golf. In other words, if it happened golf, we have it for you. Fred, hi, how are you today?
Hey, Carlos. There's a little more. I don't know. What do you want to say? A little more interesting news in the golf industry going around right now. Bryson kind of maybe put his foot in his mouth again, huh?
I don't know. I think you call it perfectly when you posted it on Facebook. Is there a divorce coming? I don't know. I think it might because forgive and forget. I mean, I think that's what Bryson DeChambeau hopes will happen after. How could we describe this as misplaced tantrum? Yeah, about his Cobra driver. After a round of 71. The one over par wasn't so bad until you saw that almost one third of the field was on the board, putting him in the pickle. So he said this, and I'm going to quote him. He said, "If I can hit it down the middle of the fairway, that's great. But with the driver right now, the driver sucks." He said that after what became quickly a viral quote. But Cobra, his driver's brand, the representative immediately responded, and I'm going to quote him, is the Cobra Tour operations manager, Ben Schomin. He said he has never been happy ever. Like, it's very rare where he's happy. Everybody's looking for a magic bullet. Well, a magic bullet becomes harder and harder to find the faster you swing and the lower your loft gets. Ooh, for that was, hard. And of course, Bryson DeChambeaus and mea culpa. That was my bad, But like most of the things swirling around DeChambeau, this hasn't died easily, hasn't it?
He's got to know better than this. I mean, this just comes off as like a 2-year-old having a tantrum. This is just ridiculous, right? You know, Bryson has got to watch a little bit what he does. This is just stupid. I mean, they're probably paying him $10 million a year to play those clubs and wear that Puma stuff. Maybe more than that, maybe 15 or 20. Okay. So he's been out there since 2016. So 5 years, they've probably paid him between 50 and $100 million. And he bashes them like that in social media. That does not fly. I'll bet he's getting a dressing down from the company people like right now. Okay. If he wants out of his contract, he maybe started doing that. And I don't know who's going to do him any better. TaylorMade, Titleist, Callaway. I just, maybe they've got something that's better, but Cobra has been known for really good drivers. The rest of their clubs maybe not that great, but their driver's been really good. The fact that Bryson swings so hard and creates so much torque and so much impact on that face. So if he's off just a little bit, can you imagine the torque on that shaft and on that face? I mean, at what's he swinging, 140 mile an hour swing speed, if he's off 1%, that relates to 15 or 20 yards out at the other end. So instead of just being on the edge of and at an open where it's hard like that, if you're on the edge of the fairway, it's bouncing over into the tall fescue. You got no chance out of that stuff. You just got to hack it back out of there. So, it's all about Bryson. If you want we talked about Colin Morikawa, flip it. He's swinging 125. He's hitting it down the middle. Okay. He's not hitting it over in the weeds. He's sitting it on the golf course and letting the clubs work for him. Bryson is trying to take stuff to the edge, and maybe the technology, maybe the manufacturing is not quite there yet, but he can't be bad mouthing them in social media about that. So I don't know. Bryson had a really good round on Sunday. He moved up 31 spots to T33. So, he had kind of struggled around, but he had a really good round on Sunday. Bryson's won over $24 million. He's got 8 wins. He's got a major. He's got $10 million this year with 2 wins. He's having a great year. He's having a great career in 5 years. Suck it up, Buttercup. Let's go. Let's just go play and keep your mouth shut.
He's known as the mad scientist, right? So if we're gonna talk science, he really shouldn't be blaming his driver limitations, because what he's trying to do, maybe there's no drivers really out there for him to hit properly or to achieve what he's wanting to do, because you're talking about torque, right? To achieve that same torque at 140 miles per hour as a drive that misses, let's say, 15 millimeters, okay? That's just this much. That's 15 millimeters. From the center position at 115 miles per hour, he would need to be 12 millimeters, which is 3 less, which is, again, a 20% improvement, okay? That's what it is. So in layman's terms, he needs to be significantly better directionally and more accurate to keep from compounding his mishits by mere millimeters. That's what we're talking about, all while swinging at 140 miles per hour. In other words, I mean, he has to be consistently being able to consistently make the driver good on the mishits. And that's arguably a tall order in golf at those speeds. So ultimately comes down to DeChambeau's driving swing, not the construction of the driver. It has to be him. And like you said, he had a very good 65 on Sunday. He says, I think I'm going to learn a lot from this and improve on it. I'm out there with, and
he's got to learn when you get on a course like Royal St. George's, he's got to learn to dial it back a little bit. He's got to play to spots. You can't just sit there and blast away on every swing. And I said it on this show a couple of weeks ago. I've never seen a player of his caliber play. His short game was so bad at, a couple of weeks ago. It was unbelievable how bad it was.
And, at that speed that he's using, if you see, the lots of physics are in his favor when it comes to drawing the ball, because at his speed, he generates a dynamic loft, which is around 18 to 20 degrees. If you come to see the tour average, that's 15 degrees. He's 3 to 5 degrees above that. So in turn, that creates more spin. And Cobra, to help him, instead to maintain that spin created a 5.5 degree rat speed head that could be lofted down to 4 degrees to generate that lower spin for him. So they have gone all out to try to help him. The design sounds like a winner to me on paper. He shouldn't be blaming anything. He's a different kind of player. He's trying to just be all power out. And like you're saying, you cannot overpower every single golf course. And Royal St. George's doesn't allow you to do that. It protects its greens. It protects its fairways. And for you to be really successful here, you have to tone it down. And that's not the only golf course out there that's going to require that for him. Yes, there are going to be the ones with wide fairways, long drives, and all that he's going to be able to do, but that's not going to be the norm all the time. So he better, like you're saying, suck it up and try to tone it down. It's not all about power. Golf includes also some touch.
Just watch Colin Morikawa at the Open. He knows how to use the golf course.
He should learn a little bit. Maybe we should send him some videos on Colin there just to see if he can dull it down. But anyway, I think it's an interesting read. Maybe he's just making it because he needs to want to be part of the top 10 there because of the social media engagement and all this, the PIP. Maybe it's that. We don't know. I mean, him and his alleged feud with Brooks Koepka that keeps everybody on their toes trying to find anything on him. I think he's a lock for the PIP top 10 this year, Fred.
Yeah, that's the only reasoning for something like this, but still, I'm sure Cobra was not happy with him.
Yeah, no, they weren't. And I wouldn't be surprised if they would make a move. And if they would, I would definitely applaud it. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our channel, because if you want to stay on top of the latest in golf news and information, that's the way to do it. Also, if you haven't followed the show on Twitter, it's Back9 Report with the number 9 in the middle. Thank you for joining us.